welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marissa. This is my first ever makeup tutorial video. I put out a status a couple days ago on Facebook asking what you guys recommended, what you wanted to see, what you thought would be a good first video idea, and I got a lot of requests saying contour. So I am here today to show you how I contour my makeup. If you want to see it, keep watching. Okay, so now I have everything done up to this point that I usually do. The only thing that is left is my contour, my highlight, and my blush. So one thing you want to make sure when you're contouring is you want to get a shade that's good for you, and you also want to know your face shape. A lot of people look up online how to contour and they tell you just go here and here and here. Well, that's not always true, because if you have a big forehead, you are going to want to go down with the contour. You want to contour here. If you have a really small forehead, you don't want to contour at all on your forehead, because it's going to make it look a lot smaller and it's just going to look really funky. So find your face shape. Other than that, you want to make sure you know if you are cool toned or if you are warm toned. A lot of people who are cool toned will go in with like a nice orangey brown, and then they just look completely crazy because you can't mix your cool tones with your warm tones. It's just not going to look right. So you always want to make sure you're picking a shade that is true to you. If you don't know what you are, whether you're cool tone, warm tone, or even neutral, you can always look up online ways to find out. One thing I noticed is if you have blue eyes, you're going to be cool toned. If you have brown eyes, you're going to be warm toned. So that's one way to look at it, but there's a ton of other ways you can figure that out as well. So what I do is I go in with my Real Technique brush. This is number 307. I take just a little bit of a cool tone color. This is the NARS Talia palette. So I take a little bit on there, tap off the extra, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of a warm tone, not too much, because I am a cool tone person. I don't want to look crazy. So I'll tap that off, and you really want to make sure you're getting all the fallout out, so it kind of just looks like you want to keep tapping until you're basically not seeing anything. You don't want a lot of product on, because that's where people go wrong. They go heavy-handed with a lot of product, and then you just look like you rolled around in a mud pit. So we don't want that. So after you tap off all the extra, you're going to want to go in from the top of your ear, and you go to the corner of your eye. So you're only going to be contouring to here. You're not going to want to go all the way to your mouth. If you're going for a drag queen look, then yes, definitely, because you're on stage and you're going to be dancing. So that's a little bit different. When you are going for an everyday look, you don't want to be that dramatic. Or maybe you do, I don't know. But from the top of your ear and then to the corner of your eye. So I start up here and I slowly, very, very, very light-handed. Because you can always add more, but it's really hard to take it off and start over, because then you wipe off your foundation and you look crazy. So very, very lightly. Just do that. And then once you have that on, I will go in with a big fluffy brush. This is also Real Techniques. The brush 330C or 300, I want to say. It's kind of wearing off. But it's a big fluffy brush, and then I'm just going to aggressively do this. Just so it can blend. And then we're going to go in with the other side. And it might look a little crazy now, but when you add, you know, the highlight underneath the blush and the highlight on top, it's all going to really blend together. So just right now it might look a little harsh, but it isn't going to look like that when you are all finished. So let's do the other side. Same thing. Very, very light. Easy strokes. Barely any powder on the brush. We'll go back in with that fluffy brush just to kind of smooth it out. And that's all I'm going to do for my cheeks right now. Whatever is left over on that little contour brush, I'm going to go underneath my chin just to give it some dimension so it doesn't look so flat. Okay, And then I'm going to go in with my Lorac brush. This is just one that came with a contouring kit that I got a while ago. There is no number or name, unfortunately, but it's just very, very thin and the bristles are very tight together, so you can get a really precise contour. And I'm just going to take those 2 shades that I showed you for the cheeks and for underneath on that brush, and we're going to dab it on the nose. 1, 2. That's it. I know, it looks crazy. So then you're going to want to wipe off everything on that little brush. You don't want any product at all on it. So wipe it off, and then once that is clean, then you will blend. It's really hard to blend when you have a lot of product on your brush, because then it's just going to keep adding and adding and adding, and you don't want to add. That's the last thing you want to do. You just want to blend what we already have. So I'll bring it down the sides, and I'll blend up and down, and on the sides. And I know this is funky looking, but it works. And then I'll just take my finger and kind of drag it down the middle of my nose. So I wipe off a lot of the contour and I leave on whatever is there. You don't want to wipe it all off, but you know where it's supposed to be highlighted at, you want to wipe it off. And then I'll just kind of rub it in with my finger. I don't want too much of a dramatic, holy crap, her nose is right there. You just want a little bit so it doesn't look too flat, because you can look flat. So we're just gonna keep blending that. And that's about it, because once we add the highlight and the blush, it's all gonna look together, look blended, look great. So from there, that is just how I contour. And like I said, I'm gonna add some highlight, blush, highlight, and then it's all gonna blend together and it's gonna look flawless. So this is the final look. I have my blush, my highlight, my contour, and my setting spray on. I just knocked something over.
No, you didn't.
Okay. So this is the final look. I have my blush, my contour, my highlight on, and my setting spray. One thing I forgot to mention earlier when I was showing you how to contour is if you are going to put your foundation on and then go straight in with a contour, you are going to look very cakey and very muddy, and it's not going to look blended well, just because that powder contour is going to stick to the liquid foundation. So one thing you want to remember is put on your liquid foundation and then put a setting powder on. You want to do powders and powders and liquids, never a liquid and a powder or a powder and a liquid, unless obviously it's a setting powder, because that is made to be on top of a liquid, but a powder contour is not. So always make sure that you have your foundation on, and then you go in with a setting powder, and then you go in with you know, a powder contour. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I just put a highlight under here and blended it in, and then I put my blush on, blended it in, and then I put the highlight on top of that. Also, I highlighted, you know, the inner corner, the nose, the upper lip, and the chin underneath the brow bone, just to make it like pop how you want it to. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick tutorial on how to contour. If there are any questions or comments, please let me know. If there's anything else you would like to see, please comment that as well. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys more tips and tricks and showing you guys my routine, what works for me and what I do. So hopefully this will work for you guys, and like, subscribe, just let me know. Thanks for watching.
Dance break.